And we are live here in Andrews, Texas. The Troopers set to take on the Byron Nelson Bobcats in the area championship round. And tip-off just mere seconds away. Troopers finished the regular season 28-6. Meanwhile, the Bobcats finished 27-7. And the tip. And it's won by the Bobcats. Jonah Breeden will have the ball to start off the game as he tries to toss it up, and it's not made.
Now Andrew Reyes for the Troopers is going to have the ball, and Andrew Reyes is mainly the star of this Troopers offense, or hidden gem, as you say, and Diego Carrera more of the shooter for the Troopers, Justice. And Jace Molden, of course, the big man. Manny Baeza provides the big and the shooting capability. Devin Falk Ramirez, also another one of the shooters, is Baeza's going to pull out, and he's going to be no good. So both teams are going to miss their first shots of the game. And now Byron Nelson will have the ball back. Justice, what are our key points tonight for both teams?
I think key points are in this game is going to be defense for both teams. Just like we've been preaching, we preached last week defense, but defense is going to be big time this week as well. The Byron Nelson Bobcats, a powerful team as well as the Troopers, and I'm excited to see the way this game is going to play out.
And that three is going to be no good, rebounded by Diego Carrera. So, Justice, you look at the lineup here for Byron Nelson, you look at the lineup here for Eastwood. Definitely a little bit of a height difference you'll see at point guard with Devin Falk Ramirez, as Falk Ramirez's pass is going to be intercepted by Lindsey, and he's going to go coast to coast, and the Byron Nelson will strike first. Now the Troopers offensively, of course, Justice, not too big of an offensive guru team. Of course, Coach Peter Morales, one of the best defensive coaches in the game here in the state of Texas. So I believe we're not going to see a lot of offense from both squads tonight, and I think we stay under 100 points in the total game. And if the Troopers can do that, I believe they come out with the win. But if Byron Nelson's able to stop the Troopers offensively and just keep running it, as Carrera is going to pull up there, and good. So now all tied up at 2 early on here in Andrews, Texas.
A very nice move by Carrera to get that shot off. And yeah, like you said, it's going to be very interesting to see the way not only the Bobcats handle the Troopers' offense, but the way the Troopers handle the Bobcats' offense as well. It's going to be very, very interesting to see the way both teams handle.
So now the Bobcats will have the ball back. Of course, the Bobcats coming off a great win on Tuesday night, and the Troopers also coming off a great win, as we're going to have our first foul call of the game, and we're going to be at the line. Finley Bizjack is at the line here for the Bobcats, and he's going to make the first. Bizjack now for his second free throw. And it's going to be good. So the Bobcats on the free throw line on the season, 76% compared to the Troopers' 61. So definitely the free throw line could come in as a factor here in this game, as you're going to see Andrew Reyes pull up from the free throw line, and it's going to be good. So both teams matching each other very well right now. 4-4 here with 4:55 left in the first. And Justice, kind of both teams just filling each other out right now, like two steady boxers getting in those quick jabs, just trying to see what each team is going to do.
Yeah, both teams trying to really understand how the other team is going to play, and just kind of having an answer for both teams right now.
As Falk Ramirez is going to go to the corner to Reyes. Reyes is going to miss. The Bobcats are going to get the rebound, but an intercepted pass by Falk Ramirez will not have the Troopers back. And just as on Tuesday night, our favorite word was mistakes, and last on Tuesday, mistakes killed both teams, and tonight mistakes can be a huge factor.
Yeah, like we were saying the last time, mistakes can turn into a unwanted spiral of just bad juju for your team. And it's going to be interesting to see how the teams limit their mistakes for tonight.
And also these big highlighted games, you don't want to make too many mistakes because you're playing one of the best teams in the state remaining now. So mistakes will hurt you, as Carrera is going to pull up with a smooth jumper, and it is going to go in for the Troopers' first lead of the night and Carrera's 4th point.
I really like the Troopers' energy right now, playing really big on the defensive side of things, and on the offense just finding open, good shots to take, pressuring on defense, and it's resulting in a bunch of misses for the Bobcats.
And that 3 by McDonald will be no good, but we're going to have a foul down low, and we're going to see some substitutions come in here for the Troopers. The foul is going to go on Manny Baeza, his first. Connor Lindsay is going to make his first free throw, and we're going to see some substitutions for the Troopers. Mark Hernandez is going to come in for Jace Molden, and Marcus Bennett is going to come in as well. And Connor Lindsay is going to make both, so now we're all knotted up back again at 6 now with 3:40 left to go here in the first.
Yeah, both teams just seeming to have an answer for every single point that's scored, just a back and forth game as of right now.
And Justice, right now, both teams not really in foul trouble, kind of really what we've been talking about, just filling each other out and kind of getting that fouls now, 1-1 now, both for each team here in the first.
And I think both of that also comes with both teams playing smart defense, not really playing too aggressive to the point where you'll foul, but enough to where you'll have a missed shot here and there. So that's a nice move by Marcus Bennett.
And we see Coach Peter Morales' substitutions work out perfectly right there, as Hernandez will get the assist and Marcus Bennett will get the points. Breeden's going to pull up from the free throw line a little deeper and going to miss off the back iron. So Justice, a missed shot there, and now the Troopers are going to have a chance to get a bigger lead than 2 for the first time in tonight's contest.
Yeah, and that's where you got to see, kind of find out, you have to take advantage of your opportunities on the scoring.
As that's going to be Jonah Breeden right there that's going to take it on the turnover and tie this game back up at 8. So Justice, right now, the Troopers kind of making offensive mistakes that are leading to Byron Nelson's points, and on the other end, the Troopers creating great points by themselves.
Yeah, like I said earlier, both teams just doing really good all around, offensive and defensive. As Gaeta takes a corner 3, and it's good. 11-8 now, the Troopers lead.
Yeah, and you're not going to see that on the stat sheet. Well, you are going to see it on the stat sheet because Mark Hernandez got that rebound, but a great hustle play to see that ball short, get in there and get the rebound. As Lindsay's going to pull up for 3, and it is good. So Lindsay, 6'5", he's listed as a forward center, but right now kind of playing a point guard position, leading the team with 7.
Yeah, and just like we were saying earlier, they're just having an answer, both teams.
And back knotted up as Carrera is going to take the long 2, and it is going to be no good. Lindsay's going to get the rebound, and he's going to bring it across the court for the Bobcats. Bizjack going to pull up for 3 on Andrew Reyes, no good. Carrera on the rebound, and now the Troopers have the ball back, and Coach Peter Morales telling Falk Ramirez to kind of slow it down now. I think they kind of know what each other are going to do. Byron Nelson's going to wait for you to make a mistake, and they're going to score off of it, and the Troopers are going to create great offense off whatever they can get. As Hernandez kind of whistles it out of there in the corner, Byron Nelson did not like that he was called out of bounds, and Carrera is going to find a lane and put it up for 2, so the Troopers back up again.
The energy right now from both teams is just matching each other very, very well. and it's just one of those answer for an answer on these.
As Lindsay's going to get the board and put it up beautifully to knock this game back up. And right now, Lindsay is the whole Byron Nelson offense with 9 for the Bobcats. And, of course, you don't want one player to really be scoring all your points right now for both teams. Carrera has 9 and Lindsay has 9. So right now, that's what we're kind of seeing, Justice.
Yeah, you know, and that's what you can't rely on as a team. As the more you go deeper into the game, you know, the more you're going to have to rely on the whole team.
As Marcus Bennett is going to get the 2 on that paint play, and that's going to be the end of the first half on that missed half court. So we're going to end the first with the score 15-13, Troopers lead. And we welcome everyone back to Andrews, Texas here for the start of the second period as the Troopers lead the Bobcats 15-13. And we'd just like to give a special shout out to Trooper Women's Golf here at the stadium today. Of course, they're at a tournament over here, so now they're supporting their local Troopers.
And I think there seems to be some sort of problem with the undershirt on Mark Hernandez.
Yeah, and I believe it is an undershirt problem because Mark Hernandez just took it off and put on his jersey, but we had Jace Molden sub in the meantime.
And you know, Jace Molden is going to be the factor in this one, keeping up with Lindsay in the paint. But the Trooper is still yet to have an answer for Lindsay as he keeps on shooting from the arc.
Yeah, and Lindsay kind of a different build that you're not used to seeing. A 6'5" guy that can really hurt you from any part of the court. You know, we've seen him pull up from 3. We've seen him get his points in the paint. We've seen him get some impressive rebounds early on as Falk Ramirez is going to drive in, throw it out to Reyes. Reyes is going to miss, but we're going to have a foul called on McDonald, and Reyes is going to be at the line for 3.
McDonald not looking too pleased with that one, but Reyes will go to the line.
As Reyes is going to miss his first. And Reyes is going to make his second, so he will have one more, and now the Troopers lead 3. Reyes' third free throw is good, so he gets 2 out of the 3, and now the Troopers lead the Bobcats 17-13 now.
Yeah, clutch pair of free throws made there to put the Troopers up by 2 possessions.
As Lindsay's going to pull it for 3, no good. Breeden's going to get the rebound. It's going to be no good as well, but Lindsay's going to come from across the court and get the rebound. So right now, Lindsay kind of the star.
I mean, yeah, Lindsay's doing everything and anything for this team right now.
As Reyes is going to get beat in a lane, but it's going to be no good by Bizjack. So a rare miscue by Reyes there defensively, and Bizjack almost makes the Troopers pay.
Reyes, a big-time key player for the Troopers. and has been all season. A very, very consistent player.
And a lobbed pass is going to cause a turnover, and Breeden will get the credit for the turnover, but he himself is going to get a turnover on a travel. So the Troopers definitely going to get lucky there, you could say, with a turnover kind of being erased there by a travel. As Carrera is going to pull out with another long two. He's going to miss it. Baeza is going to get the rebound, but we're going to have a foul before that. The foul's going to go on, I believe it was Jace Molden. Yes, the foul's going to go on Jace Molden, his first.
Very fast-paced game up to this point. I mean, there's been very little possessions that we've seen both teams slow it down on the offensive and defensive sides.
Yeah, and right now, the Bobcats really just a little bit playing catch-up right now. The Troopers have kind of shocked them here early on. You know, you think you're getting El Paso Eastwood, and you're not going to get a whole lot of might from them. But right now, the Troopers showing a lot of might here, as we're going to get another travel call on the Bobcats. McDonald's going to be the culprit this time.
And just like we talked about earlier in the game, mistakes will kill you, and the mistakes just keep on catching the Bobcats by their tails.
Yeah, and right now, you can't really make mistakes if you're the Bobcats. You don't want the Troopers to get in a huge lead before half. Of course, we have a little under 6 minutes right now, but you don't want that to happen to yourself.
And this would be the perfect time for the Troopers to get some points, make it a 3-possession game as you are trying to jump on them as quickly as you can.
As Falk Ramirez is going to drive in, dish it out to Ray, is going to miss it a little short there, and we're going to see Lindsay again making a rebound. And that's going to be a beautiful drive by Bizjack, and he's going to get on the board for his 4th point. And now the Bobcats cut the lead to 2. Devin Falk Ramirez, a little drive fake stop, and he's going to pull up from the free throw line extended and get himself on the board for his first. As we're going to see Bizjack hit a 3 and good. So now cut the Troopers lead down to 1, and Justice, that was beautiful. You let Falk Ramirez have the point on the other end, and then you go on the other end and get yourself a 3.
Yeah, very beautiful sequence there by the Bobcats, and Troopers as well, you know, here coming down on the other side of the court.
Falk Ramirez now with the ball in the quarter, driving a little, as Reyes is going to pull up a shot, no good, and we're going to have a foul. And it's going to be on the Bobcats. Hull is going to be the culprit of that one, and that's going to be his first foul of the game. And we're going to see Marcus Bennett and Mark Hernandez check in for the Troopers now.
And just all playoffs long, I mean, these two subbing in consistently and frequently in the game is Bennett and Hernandez, who have been big-time factors for both for the Troopers.
As Falk Ramirez will now inbound it for the Troopers. Pass was meant for Carrera, is going to be intercepted there by Bizjack. Mark Hernandez is going to get it off the flying pass, but be called for a travel. Hey, Coach Morales did not agree with that travel, but travels right now hurting both teams. Now Bizjack is going to have it now for the Bobcats. He's going to cut it out of Hall. So the Bobcats doing a good job kind of moving the ball around. We're going to have a pull-up 3 by Lindsay. And Lindsay, man, if he is not the star of the game so far, who is? Because he's going to get on the board for his 12th, and that's going to cause Coach Morales to call a timeout.
Yeah, Lindsay been all over the place here in this one, and just been a big-time key factor for the Bobcats.
And we're going to take a timeout with you guys. So after this break, it's the Troopers 19 and the Bobcats 21.
And we are back from the break. Troopers trailing 21-19. It has been a back-and-forth game up to this point and continues to stay like that. And that's a turnover off the hands of Falk Ramirez, who gets a turnover himself and is down on a fast break. Gaeta with a pull-up three and just off the backboard. Lindsay with the three, and he makes it, and Lindsay has been all over the place tonight. Wow.
Lindsay just playing lights out right now, and Lindsay with 15 of the Bobcats 24, so definitely probably going to see the Troopers put a little more care into Lindsay as we go on through this game now.
Yeah, Lindsay, I mean, he has just been a big-time factor for the Bobcats, as that is a nice double move by Bennett there.
And the Trooper bench wanted a foul too, and I thought he was going to get one there with a lot of contact on the way up. But of course now the Troopers' lead deficit is now 3. And right now it's looked for the Bobcats to just find corners that are open and hitting the threes. You know, you don't find the lane early, you just pass it out and let's get a 3. And right there you could see it. They tried to go to the corner and it was tipped out by the Troopers, and they're going to retain possession. So Lindsay's going to get it off the inbound, and he's going to hand it off to Bizjack. And Justice, right now, you know, we're kind of probably going to see that little stalemate again that we saw early on, where both teams are kind of just going to settle into their feet right now and try to figure out is there we see Lindsay pull up for another 3. This one's going to be no good, but he's going to poke the ball out, and the Bobcats are going to get... They're going to say a backcourt violation, but we're going to have a little bit of a meeting here.
And I think what they were, what the Bobcat bench was protesting was that it went off the hands of the Troopers, and that was going to be the final call.
Yeah, and I don't know if a Trooper would have hit it that far at that angle, but of course Lindsay just making a phenomenal play to poke it out of there.
Yeah, Lindsay, I mean, he has just been the star of this game so far.
So now the Bobcats going to have it back offensively. The Bobcats just right now kind of pick-parting the Troopers' defense and just finding a spot and really shooting it. As there we go, another corner 3 that's going to miss there, and we're going to have another rebound by the Bobcats. So the Troopers not getting the defensive boards.
Yeah, Troopers struggling a little bit, crashing the boards here and getting the rebounds. And that's another 3. Wow. Bizjack with yet another 3 for the Bobcats, and the Troopers trail by 6 now.
And right now, the Troopers just trying to figure it out offensively, you know. Well, really defensively, you couldn't get a rebound there. Escarreta is going to pull up a shot. He's going to be fouled on it, so he's going to be at the line for 2.
And Gata makes the first free throw.
As Diego Carrera is going to get one of the 2 free throws there, and now the Troopers down by 5, and the Troopers now going to come out with a little bit of a press, and it is not going to be successful on this try. So the Bobcats are going to have the ball offensively. The Bobcats moving the ball at every corner of the court right now. You're seeing Lindsay come across as he's kind of been their star, and we're going to have a phenomenal shot by Bizjack there. You know, he kind of threw himself in there to get the foul. He didn't get the foul, but he got the basket.
Yeah, nice shot there by Bizjack. Of course, trying to get the foul, doesn't get it.
as Carrera is going to pull up for a long three, and it's going to be no good off the front iron. And the Bobcats are going to go up and down, and it's going to be no good. Carrera is kind of going to get credit for the block there. Might have been a goaltending, but no call there.
I think what they thought was that Carrera touched the ball. I don't think he did, but the Troopers really need to focus on getting the rebounds, something that has been killing them here in the first half.
Yeah, and right now, defensive rebounds have not been their friend, and I'm really surprised Coach Morales hasn't gone to Jace Molden for a little bit of height advantage, as Falk Ramirez is going to put one in. It's going to roll in, and we're going to have a full court shot that's going to be no good. So we're going to go to half here with the Bobcats leading the Troopers at 29-24. We'll be right back with you after half. And we welcome everyone back to Andrews, Texas after the halftime break. Troopers trail the Bobcats 24-29 as we start the third. And Justice, that first half was great for the Troopers in the beginning and then great for the Bobcats in the end. So what are both teams going to try to do now?
For the Troopers, honestly, the main thing for them is to contain Connor Lindsay. I mean, he has been the star for the Bobcats tonight. And as for the Bobcats, I mean, you just got to keep doing what you're doing. I mean, they're playing great offense and defense here. And as far as the Troopers, I mean, just got to keep up.
Yeah, and for the Troopers, they definitely need to fix it on the turnover line tonight. 8 turnovers in the first half compared to the Bobcats 7. So both teams are turning it over heavily in the first half, and both teams will look to stop that in the second half here. As we're going to get a foul right now on, I believe it's going to go on Manny Baeza, and is going to go on Manny Baeza, his third. So we might see Baeza come out here early.
Yeah, and the Troopers hoping they do not get in foul trouble as Mark Hernandez is setting up to be subbed in.
And the Bobcats doing a little bit of what they were doing later on in the first half when they had a lot of their success kind of moving the ball around and just finding a lane where it works, you know. It's either going to be deep with Lindsay, it's going to be inside with Bizjack, you know. They kind of just go with what goes. As Bizjack there is going to take it into a running back stance and just throw it up, and it's going to be good. So that's how the scoring is going to start right now in the second half for both teams.
And one thing that I really like from the Bobcats is their passing. I mean, they are just finding open lanes and not forcing shots.
As there we're going to see Lindsay pull up for 3, and not a sight we've seen a lot today, him missing. So now the Troopers are going to have it here. You know, you're in a deficit. We saw them in a deficit last week. They came out on fire out of the break, and let's hope we get a little bit more of that as Baeza's going to put a screen for Reyes and give it out to Devin Rears-Falk. Back to Baeza at the top, and now to Carrera. And Carrera's just kind of dribbling out. And man, if Bizjack doesn't get an Oscar for that one, that was a beautiful sell on that moving screen there.
Yeah, the Troopers, I mean, not really looking very happy with that call, especially Manny Baeza.
And that's going to be Baeza's 4, so he's going to take a seat, and we're going to have Mark Hernandez now check in for the Troopers. And Breeden with the pump fake drive in. It's going to be no good. And we're going to have a blocking foul. And I don't know how you get a blocking foul on a jump ball under the basket. But Mark Hernandez seemed to get one there. No, I believe the foul's going to go on Diego Carrera. That's what was pointed to the table. So, wild.
Yeah, a bit of confusion here.
And that's just going to be a beautiful feed, but he's going to get his own rebound there. And that's going to be Allward for the Bobcats. That's going to do it all down low. And the Troopers, once again, struggling on the rebound category, just like they were in the first half. You know, I said it before we went to break for half, I'm surprised we didn't see a lot more Jace Molden to get a little bit of height in there in the paint. And now we have Jace Molden, but it looks like more of the same.
Yeah, and the Troopers just giving a lot of second chance opportunities here on the scoring as Coach Peter Morales is going to call a timeout as his Troopers are trailing here with just over 5 minutes left in the third, 33-26.
And we welcome everyone back to Andrews, Texas. And we would just like to take this time to apologize if you can hear the audio behind us. We cannot control what goes on behind us, but we would just like to apologize for that, and as we're going to get a foul here after the timeout.
And I think this timeout's going to be really big for the Troopers to see if they can come out and have a bit of a momentum change here, as that is something they desperately need here, as you don't want the Bobcats to start straying away here.
Yeah, and I think that was a great timeout by Peter Morales. You know, you get the points, but let's take a timeout still. Let's refocus, and right there you're just going to see Bizjack just go across the court, and he's going to be fouled, but it's not going to be on the shot, I believe. So we got one ref calling it on the shot, one ref calling it on the floor, and he's going to be at the line. So Bizjack going to be at the line here for the Bobcats with 4:49 left to go in the third. The first is going to be good, and we're going to see Marcus Bennett check in for Jace Molden now. And Bizjak's going to make his second. So we talked about it earlier, how the Bobcats really don't miss on the free throw line, 76% coming into this game. And now we're going to see the Troopers offense trying to figure it out here in the third. Of course, down by 9. You don't want the Bobcats to run away with it now, as we're going to have a foul on the Bobcats, number 4, Jonah Breeden.
Yeah, the Troopers in a dangerous position if they cannot get the scoring up here on the offensive side of things.
And you know, you think in basketball 10 points not a lot, but in high school basketball 10 points is kind of like 10 points in football. You know, you cannot get that as there's a Trooper turnover, but 10 points kind of comes hard in high school basketball. No shot clock. You know, teams take their time, set up their offense, do what they need to do, and then shoot.
And a problem that we're seeing here right now for the Troopers is careless passing is honestly the killer right now. A couple of turnovers here early on in the second half.
Yeah, now the Troopers moving to more of like a trap defense. You see one person's going to get the ball. You're going to see a help come over as Andrew Reyes is going to get beat to his lane, but they're going to pass it out all around, and that's going to be a good 3 from Breeden. So Breeden's going to get himself his 5th. And now the Bobcats get a 12-point lead, so the first double-digit lead for either team. As Falk Ramirez is going to go up and is going to be fouled on his way up. So he's going to be at the line. And that foul is going to go on Breeden. And that's Breeden's third. And Falk Ramirez is going to make his first to cut it back down to 11 now for the Troopers, and Ramirez's 5th point. And Falk Ramirez will make the pair, so now a 10-point deficit for the Troopers, and just is now manageable. Just cut it down, cut it down, cut it down, cut it down. And play great defense right now is all the Troopers need to do.
Yeah, Troopers really need to find a way to switch things over and just find a way that they can get momentum on their side and just, you know, prevent the Bobcats from scoring any further here.
Yeah, and Bizjack kind of gets away with a little bit of push-off on Reyes there, as now he's going to put Reyes in a spin cycle, and the Bobcats, man, rebounds have just been their friend tonight, as Lindsey gets one and gets the points, and now we're going to have a timeout here by the Bobcats. It's going to be a full timeout, so we're going to take a timeout with you, and we'll be back as the Troopers trail the Bobcats 28-40. And we're back here in the third period with 3 minutes left. And Justice, it's been all Bobcats here in the third as the Troopers really haven't found their footing here in this second half as we're going to get a foul early on. But Justice, it has not been pretty here for the Troopers in third. And how do they fix it?
Honestly, first things first, the rebounds. I mean, that has just been a big-time killer. On defense, you can't leave men open. I understand the trap defense, the double teams, this and that, but you cannot leave wide open lanes. And that is something they've struggled with here in the third.
Yeah, and the Troopers need to do a lot better job of rebounding. It has been an absolute tear by the Bobcats, and you can see they're not even getting the rebounds under the basket. They're poking it out, and they're getting the rebounds either 20 feet away from the basket or 1 foot in the basket, and we're going to get a travel there. And I don't think Coach Morales is too happy with that one, and Diego Carrera wasn't happy with that one, so the ref's going to give him some words. And now we're going to have a holding on Diego Carrera. So, man, if it can't get any worse right now for the Troopers with these calls. And that's going to be Carrera's third right now.
Yeah, these fouls just really, really killing the Troopers.
As now we're going to have a Hail Mary pass to Bizjack, and Bizjack is going to go across the court and get 2. So Bizjack with 18 now on the night.
Yeah, honestly, the Troopers, they are just struggling to keep up with the Bobcats right now.
Yeah, and right now the Troopers just trying to find somewhere to stand, as Falk Ramirez slides there on the floor, and we're going to have a foul, but the Troopers just can't find a good place to start this little comeback they're trying to spark right now.
And just like you said earlier, they cannot seem to find their footing here. And honestly, they haven't been able to find it since late in the second quarter.
And Breeden is going to hit the bench with his 4th foul for the Bobcats. And honestly, that might be, as Reyes puts up a 3, but finishing the thought, that might be, I believe, Bobcats' 3rd substitution. So if you want to say the Bobcats have been able to run 5-man offense up and down the court and through the game, that would be a perfect. As now the Troopers trapping again at the top and trying to speed up the pace of play. Down 11, you got to kind of start thinking of, you got to get these points fast, and the Bobcats kind of just passing the ball around, as that's going to be a turnover and a kickball called on the Troopers, and the Bobcats are going to retain possession.
That's just one of those calls where you wish you could say something about it, but unfortunately you can't. Obviously the pass went straight to the foot, and you can't really argue with that one.
Yeah, and the Troopers get a little unlucky with that one, as that one was going to be a turnover if that one's not kicked. And they're going to go back to a trap, and they're going to get it, and Bizjack is going to be smart and take a timeout, and we're going to take one with you. So with 1:28 left to go in the third, the Bobcats lead the Troopers 42-31. And we welcome everyone back to Andrews, Texas, as the Troopers are trailing 42-31 here late in the third. And just as we talked about when we went to break, the Troopers kind of need to figure it out quick offensively, as right there they're going to get a free turnover, and we're going to see some substitutions now for the Bobcats. So McDonald's going to come back in after taking a little short stint on the bench.
Yeah, the Troopers really need to turn it around here. This is the perfect chance to, take advantage of the turnover for the Bobcats.
And Falk Ramirez is going to drive with a pretty move inside the paint and going to cut it down to 9. So Falk Ramirez with his 8 now, and the Troopers going to trap again on Finley. And he's going to get it out to Johnson. KJ Johnson getting his first minutes of the game. And man, that was awfully close to being out of bounds, but it's not. And they're going to get it to the corner. McDonald's going to drain a 3. And with 39 seconds, we might see the Troopers hold to this last shot, down 12. So KJ Johnson's going to guard Devin Falk Ramirez. And man, a little handsy there by Finley Bizjack, as Diego Carrera is going to pull up, and it's going to be good on the jumper. So now the lead back down to 10 for the Bobcats.
And the Troopers really need to, just kind of really prevent the Bobcats from scoring here on this last possession.
As Finley's going to it would be nothing. Diego Carrera's going to put it up, no good. And man, if that wasn't a wild end, Bizjack kind of didn't have his footing there, and the clock was just ticking and ticking and ticking down. And that's how we're going to go to the fourth. So to start the fourth, the score is going to be 45-35 here at Andrews, Texas. And welcome back for the fourth period here in this area round championship between the Eastwood Troopers and the Byron Nelson Bobcats. Troopers have not been able to figure it out here in the second half, and it's shown on the scoreboard as they are down 10 here with 8 left to go in the game. Great ball movement as Falk Ramirez is going to put up a shot, no good. It's going to be poked, and the Troopers are going to retain possession.
And a score here on this possession for the Troopers would be big time to get it back to single digits.
As Lindsay's going to get the turnover, and now that's a travel call on Lindsay, and Lindsay's down on the floor, and right now the Troopers might have their chance here to kind of come back. Down 10, 7:35 left, and here they go.
And honestly, that's not a call that a lot of people are going to agree with, but it was the right one.
And that's going to be out of bounds there on the Bobcats. It has gotten a little hostile in this gym here, with kind of both sides giving the officials their opinions, and it doesn't matter what they say, it matters what the officials call. So as now Carrera is going to call over Jace Molden to set him a screen. Bizjack is kind of just going to get around the screen, and we're going to have a foul on Finley Bizjack, and that's going to be his second.
And Caera makes the first free throw. Mark Hernandez will sub in for Manny Baeza, and Marcus Bennett is in for Jace Molden. Gaeta drains both free throws, and it is an 8-point lead for the Bobcats now.
And Justice, right now, if you want to stop the Bobcats, you know, there's two names you could highlight. You could highlight Finley Bizjack and Connor Lindsay. They have 18 and 17 individually. So, you know, those two are really the spark of the team. And right there, we're going to get a foul on Andrew Reyes.
And the foul's really killing the Troopers. I mean, if they eliminate those fouls, it is a way closer game.
Yeah, and Andrew Reyes picks up his fourth. So obviously you don't want to see Andrew Reyes have to be subbed out, but, you know, he has 4. As Bizjack is going to make his first and extend his night to 19.
Yeah, and I mean, this game has really just been all Finley Bizjack and Connor Lindsay. I mean, they have just been a powerhouse of a duo.
As Bizjack makes his second. And now the Troopers back to a 10-point deficit. So, Justice, you never want to say you got to go, but you got to go right now. We got to see some threes land, and we got to see some defensive stops right now for the Troopers as Carrera makes a beautiful move on Bizjack, but just no good. And now we're going to get a corner three, no good. Marcus Bennett's going to go up, and the Bobcats are going to get the ball on that equal call there.
And the Troopers, yeah, like you said, I mean, they really need to start playing with some urgency, as that is a nice play by Devin Falk Ramirez. And the Bobcats are going to take a timeout. So with 6:24 left in the final quarter, Bobcats lead 47-37.
And here with 6:23 in the fourth, the Troopers down 10. And we're going to have a foul on Devin Falk Ramirez, and it's going to be a holding call. And now the Bobcats are going to be at the line for 1-1. And Bizjack is going to be taking the free throws. So if there's anyone you wanted to have a better night, there's your guy. And Bizjack is going to make his first. So Bizjack makes the pair, and now the Bobcats lead again by 12 with 6:20 here. Troopers moving the ball around. Carrera is going to pull up for a three, and it's good. And that's what you needed for the Troopers, and we're going to have a timeout by Peter Morales. So now a 9-point lead for the Bobcats as we go to timeout, and we're going to take one with you with 6:08 left to go here in the game. It's the Troopers 40 and the Bobcats 48. Welcome back after the timeout break. 6:08 here to go in the game. Troopers down by 9 as Mark Hernandez there is going to lose his footing, and Finley Bizjack is going to now get trapped on one side of the court. He's going to somehow get out of that. And now the Bobcats kind of just doing what most teams do with the lead in the fourth. You know, let's throw the ball around. Let's waste a little bit of time. So Bizjack and Carrera at the top of the key. Carrera's going to poke it out a little. But Bizjack just taking his time at the top. Finally going to give it off to McDonald. Now McDonald and Devin Falk Ramirez is going to have a little tussle, and Falk Ramirez is going to get called for a blocking foul. And now Jacob McDonald is going to be on the line. As McDonald makes the first of his 1-and-1. And McDonald is going to make the pair of free throws for the Bobcats. As Falk Ramirez is going to pull up for a three and going to be fouled on the three, so he's going to be at the line for three.
These are going to be some big-time free throws coming up for the Troopers.
And Falk Ramirez is going to miss that one. And he will make the second of the three. So now with one free throw left, the Troopers down by 10. And Falk Ramirez is going to make 2 out of the 3. So now the Troopers down by 9. And you know, in basketball, that's 3 possessions, 3 threes. There's going to be a trap, and they're going to execute it perfectly. But Bizjack is going to call a timeout for the Bobcats. So with 5:12 left to go here in Andrews, Texas, the Troopers trail the Bobcats 42-51. And welcome back to Andrews, Texas, here with the Troopers trailing by 9. And wow, if you wanted to start it off after a timeout break any faster, there you go. As we're going to have fouls all across the court, and it's going to be a blocking foul that's going to get it on Manny Baeza. So Baeza is going to pick up his 5th, and that's going to be the night for Manny Baeza. Yeah, and there was some confusion there, but Coach Morales should get a 20-second timeout for the foul out, and his team is allowed to go over there. It's basically a little tactical timeout you kind of get on the 5th foul, substitution timeout, but you do get 20 seconds, so he's going to use it to his full. And McDonald's going to make his first free throw. That's going to be his 6th point of the night.
And the Troopers really going to need to move with some urgency after these free throws are over with, as they are going to find themselves trailing by double digits once again in this game.
And McDonald, man, if that ball hit any more part of the basket, and he's going to make both free throws. Falk Ramirez now with the ball, looking for a lane. He's going to dish it out to Hernandez, and a wide open Gomez in the corner, and he's going to miss. And Bizjak's going to go coast to coast, and we're going to have a foul now as Lindsay put up the shot, and the foul is going to be on Mark Hernandez. So his first of the night. And Lindsay's going to make the first of the pair. So now the Troopers digging themselves into a bigger hole now, down 12.
Yeah, and a bit of a bigger deficit than what they were used to early on in the game, as that's going to move the deficit to 13 now.
Yeah, and if we haven't said it enough, now the Troopers really need to speed it up, as Carrera is going to take a long 3. It's no good. Mark Hernandez is going to try for the rebound, but he's not going to get it, and now the Bobcats have full control.
And as much as we talk about, move with urgency, you also have to be smart, as honestly right now the Troopers look like they're forcing a couple of shots here and there, and that's something that you don't want to do here with such a big deficit ahead of you.
And that foul is going to go on Diego Carrera, his 2nd of the night. So Carrera right now with 17, 2 fouls now. And Bizjak just adding to his point total, now at 23. And Bizjak's going to make both. So now the Troopers trail 42-57 with 4:10 left. As Falk Ramirez trying to do something in the paint, and he's going to turn it over to McDonald. McDonald up and down, no good. And it's going to be saved. But the Troopers are going to get the ball back in the 4th quarter. Really here, no team really doing anything. Kind of just playing the game out. Is Gomez going to drive in, but nope. It's going to be called a charge down low, so the Bobcats going to get the ball back.
And nothing really going right for the Troopers right now.
And Bizjak's going to get it poked out, but he's going to be able to get it back. as now the Bobcats kind of just playing it out and throwing the ball around and wasting time here as the clock ticks down now to 3:15, and we're going to get a shot there by Lindsay, and he's going to be put on the line. And Lindsay also adding to his point total now at 20. And we're going to see James Moreno check in for Mark Hernandez now for the Troopers. And Connor Lindsay is going to make both. So now 42-59 here with 3:10. As Falk Ramirez is going to pull up from the free throw line extended. No good. Get his own board, and we're going to have a foul on the floor.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, coming out of the gates here in the second half, the Troopers had a fight in them, and the Bobcats just really took off with it.
As Falk Ramirez is going to make the first free throw, and now 43-59. And Falk Ramirez is going to miss the second, and we're going to have a scruffle down for the ball, and it's going to possession arrow towards the Bobcats, so they're going to have the ball. As Diego Carrera is going to put up the shot after whatever you want to call that down low, and he's going to be on the line for two. And Carrera is going to make his first. And Carrera makes his second. So he nails the pair of free throws, 45-59 now. And the Trooper is going to trap now. Gomez is going to get called for a foul. And who else? Connor Lindsay is going to be at the line for the Bobcats.
Yeah, and Connor Lindsay, I mean, he just did it and has continued to do it all for the Bobcats tonight. I mean, a really big factor in this game. As well as Finley Bizjack, who has also been a big-time contributor for the Bobcats.
And Connor Lindsay makes his first, so now 60-45 here in Andrews. And Lindsay makes a pair, so 61-45 now. Lindsay now has 23 on the night. And the Troopers offensively trying to get it going. Devin Falk Ramirez is going to airball it. It's going to go out of bounds, and the Bobcats are going to have the ball one more time. And that's going to be a charge right there on Connor Lindsay. Gomez, way to get his feet set and just take that one. And that's going to be Connor Lindsay's first of the night.
And the Trooper bench honestly kind of went crazy thinking that the refs were going to call it the other way.
Yeah, originally it was pointed against the Troopers, but, you know, when you kind of throw your arm into it, you're probably not going to get the foul call your way. As a rare sight, Bizjack's going to turn over the ball for the Bobcats, and the Troopers were going to have it again. Andrew Ray is in the corner for three. No good. Rebounded by Bizjack. And Bizjack's going to drive in, and he's going to be fouled on his way up by Diego Carrera. And that one's going to be good by Finley Bizjack. So he has 25 now. And we're going to see a handful of substitutions for the Troopers as Coach Marola is giving his seniors a send-off on the night.
You just look at the combined point totals from Bizjack and from Lindsay. Bizjack with 26, Lindsay with 23. I mean, we've said it more than enough times. They have been a really, really big factor for the Bobcats tonight.
Yeah, now Coach Marola is showing a little bit of his younger faces as Israel Flores is going to get his ball swatted out of there by Finley Bizjack.
Nearly a combined 50 points from the two. I mean, that is just something you do not regularly see in high school basketball.
Yeah, definitely something you don't see as Falk Ramirez is going to airball that corner three. And now he's going to get a foul. So that's going to put Bryce Barbarian at the line now for the Bobcats. And Falk Ramirez is going to pick up his third foul. And a rare sight tonight, a missed free throw by the Bobcats. The Bobcats almost perfect from the line, 92% on the night. And that one's going to go in and out as well. So for the first time tonight, the Bobcats miss a pair of free throws. And now the Troopers will try to cut it down. As now it's going to be Finley Bizjack and James Moreno one-on-one, and we're going to have a foul on James Moreno. And Bizjack is going to be at the line for one.
And just something that's continued. Something that's continued, you know, from the start of the game to the end of the game here is just the careless passing turnovers by the Troopers, and that's just something that's been just another reason as to why they've been shooting themselves in the foot.
As Devin Falk Ramirez is going to put up a shot, and he's going to be at the line now for two with 1:28 here left in the game. And Falk Ramirez is going to make his first. As the Bobcats are going to substitute. We believe it's Jackson. We don't have a last name there or a number, so. And Falk Ramirez is going to make the pair. So now 47-66. Here with 1:25 left. And Bizjack, wow, from the volleyball lines is going to pull up and good, and he's going to have 32 on the night. And man, what a night for that kid. As Falk Ramirez is going to go up and get it swatted out of bounds. So now you're going to see a huge amount of substitutions for the Bobcats as they're going to take out their whole five and bring in a new five.
Yeah, and I mean, that just kind of sums up the night. I mean, anything that Bizjack wanted, any shot that he wanted, he pretty much got.
Yeah, and it was just a dynamic duo of Bizjack and Lindsay, man. You would have Lindsay just fight for a rebound down low, poke it out 20 feet across the court, and somehow Bizjack would just get it, and he would find an open shot.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a very scary duo as they are going to continue their run late into the state playoffs.
And Marcus Bennett is on the line right now for the Troopers. And Bennett's going to make his first. And just as I said it at the start of the game, if this game stayed under 100, I thought the Troopers really had a chance. But right now, 69-48, and of course that's over 100, so the Bobcats really had the advantage on the offensive side.
Yeah, just the Bobcats pretty much just put the ball up all night, and they really just never took their foot off the gas pedal, and they definitely ran away with this one.
Yeah, that's going to be a traveling call there on the Bobcats. Now Devin Ramirez-Falk will pass it out, and it is good. So the Troopers not giving up yet, 52-69 yet for right now with 39 seconds left. And just had injury to insult right there. The Bobcats are going to get another one. So 71 for the night, and as this game comes to an end and the Troopers' season are going to see their season fade away here in Andrews, Texas, in definitely not a season to be ashamed about for the Troopers.
Yeah, multiple all-district players, Coach Peter Morales winning 1-6A District Coach of the Year. Just a lot of positive to come out of this season.
Yeah, and you could say it's a good year any year you win 2 trophies, and you add 2 more to your exclusive pedigree that Coach Morales has right now. One of the most winning coaches in El Paso history right now. So what a phenomenal season by him, his staff, and his team. You hate to see it end on such a game with a lopsided score, but sometimes you just go against a team where you can't keep up offensively, and that's going to hurt you.
Yeah, and that's definitely not the way they wanted their season to end, but just an impressive season from the Troopers, and definitely nothing to be ashamed about whatsoever.
Yeah, and that's going to do it from Andrews, Texas here in Mustang Arena. The final score, 54-71. And for all of us here at Eastwood Performance and Athletics, for our Athletic Director Julio Lopez and our Principal Bonita Torres, we'd like to wish everyone a good night and a safe travels home.